Are we going to welcome them in
Let's do it. It is time for the crossover here on Canucks Talk. Every Wednesday, we welcome the guys from Donnie and Dhali on Check TV, which, of course, you can check out every day, 10 to noon. They are Don Taylor and Rick Dhaliwal. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the show.
Gentlemen.
You should be happy to have us on. We're both hurting.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Sore throats.
All right.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Well, we appreciate you battling
We play
through
hurt.
it. That's right. That takes guts right there. Hey, This is a big day to have you on the show, Rick. I know you've got a lot to say, I'm sure, about
Rick
the
also
Beauvillier
plays
trade.
in the corners. I just want to say, Rick goes to the hard areas of the ice.
I go to the dirty areas of the ice, Drance, unlike
Heck yeah,
you.
you do.
That's
I'll
what he
stand
calls.
in front of the net.
That's what Rick calls calling agents, going to the dirty areas.
I'm definitely
Yes.
a perimeter player.
Taylor and I would stand in front of the net if Chris Pronger was there. You wouldn't, Drance. Take it to the bank.
Oh, no. I've been around Chris Pronger. I have no interest.
You blocking shots with your face like Tanev, Dolly? You getting in front of it?
That's why he's so handsome.
Don't make fun of Tanev.
I'm not
Tanev's
making
a
fun.
warrior. I mean, come on, man.
Respect.
Respect for
Yeah.
doing it. He's laying out.
Yeah,
Who's
it's
making
respect.
fun? No one's making
We're
fun.
showing you respect,
Yeah.
too, man. Playing hurt.
All right. This is already off the rails.
You know what help us in terms of our sore throats and that?
What?
Maybe if we wore sweaters.
Yeah.
Because apparently
Look at us. It's sweater season
Dodd is-
over here.
Yeah. The
Dodd-
pullover.
Yeah. Dodd looks like he went to Harvard, and Drance talks like he went to Harvard.
Well, that would be a good thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Jamie looks to me like he
Yeah.
works a cornfield.
I just like
You're posing for American Gothic.
Look, I like being comfortable. It's
Rick
cold
lives
outside.
in a cornfield.
Hey. This is the sweater. Now's the time to wear sweaters, guys. This
That's
month,
right.
because it was cold this morning.
Rick,
Not
that's what
July.
I'm saying.
Yeah, no, Donnie, listen. December, January, get out the sweaters. Come on, let's go.
They have the sweaters on.
Any
They've
other
gotten them
months?
out.
What about February? Sweaters?
Yeah.
Sweaters.
Yeah,
No,
sweaters.
Rick,
Up
what
to
material
February,
is
and then
your
you
shirt?
cut it off. Cut it off.
Long sleeve T-shirt
right.
at that point.
Rick,
Taylor's
what
really hurting today, guys. And you
Fair
know what?
enough.
Huh?
Well, Rick, I need to know what material your shirt is. Is it silk?
My shirt?
Yeah.
Do I
Corduroy?
look like I would know what material my shirt is? It feels rough, rawhide.
Polycotton.
Raw.
Is it cotton?
Cotton poly. It's not
Cotton
rawhide.
poly.
I don't think it's rawhide.
Yeah.
No.
Chainmail.
That would be quite the move. though.
Why are
All
you
right.
worried, Drance, about what I'm wearing?
I'm asking.
Let's go.
I wanted to make sure you were comfortable.
You guys brought up the sweaters. Okay, let's go. Let's talk some Canucks here. They make the trade. Anthony Beauvillier to Chicago. No salary retained. They have cap space. What should we expect in terms of what's next for the Canucks here?
All right, so I believe the Canucks have prorated $4.3 million in cap space. So obviously, we all know, everybody knows they're going to be out trying to improve the blue line. So they need to acquire some defensemen so they don't overplay Hughes and Hronek every night. They need 6 quality D. I believe they're still poking around Zadorov and Tanev in Calgary, but the feeling is the Flames really don't want to move those guys right now. And especially now, guys, they're winning, right? But I think the Canucks are still pushing on Zverev. Ethan Bear is still on the radar. Canucks are keeping a close watch on Bear. They communicate with his agent all the time. Bear's expected to be healthy after Christmas. Still 2 to 3 weeks away from signing. Just one more thing, guys. They're not looking at just the Calgary guys and Bear. They're going to be looking at all defensemen in the NHL for improvement. Defensemen are hard to get. You have to pay a premium, but the Canucks' first-round pick is not in play. They will not trade that first-round pick. They can't do it. Last year, look at the last 2 first-round picks. They look like they're going to hit, right, guys? Lekkerimäki and Willander. We just talked to Willander's coach today. He's just raving about the kid at Boston University. So I don't believe the first-round pick's in play, but they're out there hunting, looking for a defenseman. They won't leave any stone unturned. Rock, whatever.
Rick,
Sweater.
Rick, do you have any sense? Do you have any sense this trade feels to me, to management's credit, by the way, like they were able to creatively throw a Chicago Blackhawks team that A, has lost 2 wingers across 5 days, right? And B, had an awful lot of controversy swirling around them. Feels like they threw them an anvil. Hey, change the narrative and get another NHL caliber winger. The Blackhawks said yes. Canucks management muted the line, probably laughed at their good fortune for 30 seconds and then hung up. Is that kind of what happened? Was this just an opportunistic deal for the Canucks here?
When they couldn't move Connor Garland, you go to your next target. Who's your next target? It's Beauvillier, and they're sitting there. Chicago, Taylor Hall out for the year, and this trade doesn't happen if the Blackhawks don't have a ton of money available in the cap space. But it was a smart move by the team. They got it done. I told you guys 2-3 weeks ago that Beauvillier was on the market. And he was on the market, and guess what? They cleared the cap space. They got it done, and they got $4.3 million to play with.
I don't think anybody is feeling sorry for the Blackhawks either, guys. I mean, I know off the ice, on the ice, things haven't exactly been perfect. But look, this is what good management groups are supposed to do. You take advantage of somebody who's having a weak moment, as awful as the moment is. You take advantage of them and you acquire an asset you need, or in this case, create some cap room. I don't think people have any problem with it.
And Rick, I know you mentioned Ethan Bear might not be ready to sign for a few weeks, and then we would see, even if he did come to Vancouver, how long it would take to get into the lineup. Carson Soucy probably still has 4 to 6 weeks left on his injury. But you look at how the coach is using the defense right now. Like Cole McWard gets in last night, plays under 10 minutes. Akito Hirose sent down today. Matt Irwin called up. It seems like Tocchet and Adam Foote really looking for solutions on the back end right now. Do you think we could see a smaller move in the meantime just to bring in some additional kind of veteran capability on the blue line?
Yeah, sure. They're looking. They've been looking since training camp, Jamie, for a defenseman. So they're going to keep looking. Now they got some money to play with it. Maybe they get it done quicker than we all expected.
Wasn't there a move with Matt Irwin today?
Matt Irwin's up, guys.
Came up today.
And Hirose went down. And McWard, I don't think McWard had a shift in the last 11 minutes last night as the game was tight and they were defending the 1-goal lead after Pettersson got him up. But, hey, look, they're out there. They're working the phones, and they need some D. And, a lot of people, I don't know about you guys, but, Donnie, we get a lot of texts ripping Ethan Bear. Why are they after him? Well, don't shoot the messenger. It's the Canucks that like Ethan Bear. He doesn't cost you anything in December. There's no assets to give up. And he walks into a dressing room where he played last year. He knows the coach. He knows the system. He knows the players. Where else can you get a guy cheap? It's going to be a 1-year deal around $1 million, I'm going to guess. Where can you get a guy in December with that many games in the NHL for not giving up assets, walks in on a cheap deal, knows the dressing room.
But he's right-handed.
And Donnie, I don't care where Ethan Bear ends up in the third pair or the second pair. That's not the point. They like him. They want to bring him in. They're going to try.
Well, it's depth.
And Donnie, here's another one. The Canucks are not the only team in on Ethan Bear. They're hot and heavy on Bear, but there's other teams that are hot and heavy on him too. And how about if there's teams get injuries in the next couple of weeks, Don?
Yeah.
Somebody's right-shot defenseman goes down. Ethan Bear's agent might be able to turn this into a bidding war if everything goes right.
Canucks have injuries.
Yeah, big time.
How about the fact that Ethan Bear also has built-in chemistry with Quinn Hughes if you wanted to rely on Filip Hronek to carry his own pair? You grimacing at me, Donnie. Yeah. You don't buy it?
I'm grimacing. It was a positive grimace, if there's such a thing.
The only positive grimace is at McDonald's.
I was going to go there. I'm glad you did. I love that. No, I mean, a lot of people want to see how Hronek will do without Quinn Hughes. And as positive as it's been so far, I'm sure the Canucks are part of that group. They want to see how he does without Quinn Hughes for an extended period of time, given the negotiations that are coming up. I think that'd be fair, and Bear would help make that happen. I'd love to see it, and Filip Hronek has been great, and we've seen some of him without Quinn Hughes, but I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit more. And if indeed that works, that's so much the better. Makes for at least 2 strong defensive pairings.
Yeah. Look at your right side last night, Juleson, Myers, McWard. Mm-hmm. They're trying to improve that right side, guys. And if Ethan Bear's the guy they've targeted, and all we can do is say, we can confirm that they're after him. So, don't shoot the messenger. The team likes him a lot.
Well, I might, Rick, but I don't have a weapon. I'm not armed. So, in terms of Bear, I know you guys love when I go statistical on you. Okay, I just want to do this really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Bear played 364 minutes with Quinn Hughes last year. Okay? Canucks outscored their opposition 21-13 in those minutes. Filip Hronek has spent 318 minutes with Quinn Hughes, so 50 minutes fewer. They've outscored their opponents 22-10. That's actually pretty similar.
Pretty similar. Yeah. If you can get Ethan Bear on the cheap, I'm surprised that people are questioning you about Ethan Bear. I don't get that. Like, he was good. He played well
we
for
get
the
a lot of
Canucks.
texts. Yeah.
And you get him without paying an asset. Like, that's one of the things. You clear Beauvillier's 4.15.
Yeah.
But the only way to improve your team is basically
to
Bear.
Yeah.
Or to spend
more assets
on a trade.
Yeah.
So if you can get,
I think the best part of what you just said there, Tom.
Yeah, go.
I think the best part of what you just said there, Thomas, is that Rick and I both got that math, which normally doesn't happen.
Yeah.
It wasn't above us.
Are you
Congratulations.
Like Drance?
21-30. I can
Are you
handle
speaking
that.
for yourself?
Yeah.
We don't use fancy words like Drance. We're just meat and potatoes guys. We didn't go to Harvard like Drance.
Again with the Harvard.
I know. That's my father, Rick.
off the trade stuff for a little bit. Since we last talked to you guys last week, Andrei Kuzmenko, healthy scratch for a couple of games, comes back in last night, and he's doing his work in front of the net, helps contribute to that Pettersson goal, and then talk it after the game. Oh, he was okay.
Oh yeah,
he was okay. I mean, where's this going? Like, should we? What's happens next year in your guys' view between Tocchet and Andrei Kuzmenko?
Yeah, we ran that clip today, by the way, because there was some humor in it. And what did he play? 11, 12 minutes, and you mentioned
13 minutes.
The Pettersson goal. And, the question, and, it's a big subject in town. There's a lot happening, but that was a big focus going into that game. And what was it, 5 or 6 second clip? He was
5, that's it.
He was okay.
Terse,
Quit. He was okay. And that's, a second straight coach that isn't all that happy with his 200-foot game. He's got the contract only for 2 years. I just wonder about his future. Is it going to click in for him?
Okay,
what are you hearing,
Thomas,
Rick?
one sec. The way I look at it is like this. Look at Milstein. His client Zadorov in Calgary isn't happy with the ice time.
There's your trade.
Is there going to be a point in time here when Milstein steps in and says, "Hey guys, look, he scored 39 goals last year. You guys outbid 26 teams in the summer to get him the previous summer, right? You guys did a hell of a job to get him. 26 teams are in on Kuzmenko. You got him. He scored 39 goals. He's making $5 million plus, and all of a sudden now the poor kid's in the doghouse again, Donnie." He did a great job on the Pettersson goal. Who was in front of the net? It was Kuzmenko. Mm-hmm. It was Kuzmenko.
Well, so what? Players' performance dips, it drops. That happens with a lot of people.
Donnie, but he could have mentioned when he said, "Oh, he had an okay game," but the coach could have mentioned he also played a role on the Pettersson goal. Donnie, he did. He was causing havoc in front of the net. It enabled Pettersson to do the wraparound. But anyways, I don't know.
So that was the entire entirety of his performance.
No, it wasn't. But I'm telling you, they better fix this because Tocchet seems to be headstrong, and Milstein could be a headstrong guy too. But I feel for Kuzmenko. Just a guy that loves being at the rink, Donnie. We always talk about he's always smiling, he's always laughing, just a joy to be around. But you wonder if you take the fun out of that guy. You really wonder.
We can't turn a blind eye to things that he's doing wrong. We ran a video. I don't know if you guys saw it. I know you watch the show all the time, but we ran a video last week. That was the joke. Thomas, work with me.
No, I watch it all the time. It's on my PVR.
We ran a video. We ran a video last week, number 1 on Spotify. We ran a video last week of the Colorado game where twice Kuzmenko, instead of going out and getting somebody at the point, slapped his stick. Yep. Beaver tapped his stick. I guarantee that drove Rick Tocchet nuts. Next game, he sat out. Game after that, he sat out. There's so much more than just, that was great what he did on the Pettersson goal, but there's a lot more to the game than that.
And I think Tocchet's being consistent, right?
Well,
I think he's earned the benefit of the doubt. He's done a great job. Like, even think back to him sitting Miller down for 4 minutes in the Nashville game, and then he comes out and he gets the response. Like, I think he's just being consistent with what he demands, even from his top players, his skill guys.
Yeah. He said Joshua. Joshua came back after his healthy scratch. He had 12 hits in the following 2 games.
Criticized him publicly.
He criticized him. He called out Hirose for not being in great shape at training camp. I love Tocchet and his honesty, but this is a situation I'm scared that might go south with Kuzmenko if it doesn't get any better anytime soon.
Well, here's the real concern for me, Rick, is, Kuzmenko scored 39 last year, 14 on power play 1, right? He's not on power play 1 last night. Part of the reason his minutes are at 13.
Yep.
Guess what? If Kuzmenko's not on power play 1, we're not talking about a guy with a 30-goal ceiling. We're talking about a guy with a 20-goal ceiling. Like, we are fundamentally talking about a different caliber of player. And all of a sudden, at $5.5 million, I mean, that becomes certainly not something I'm going to get dunked on about.
Well, you'll still get dunked on for something. Don't worry. Don't worry. Before we let you guys go,
Rick is so mad.
I want to say something, but I can't.
Text him after the show, Rick. Don't worry. Before we let you guys go, on the other end of the spectrum from Kuzmenko, Brock Boeser, after tough year last year, leading the NHL in goals right now. And not only that, but seeming to be earning the trust of Rick Tocchet. And, I mean, how great is it to see this bounce back, this turnaround after everything he's been through?
Yeah, we know when he went through personally last year. Still, I think it was 1 point off his career high last year. It wasn't that bad, at least not statistically. But he gets the one criticism of him that we've heard is that, well, 3 of his goals are empty net goals. But I always look at that as here's a guy that Rick Tocchet trusts to be on the ice. In the case of last night, nursing a 1-goal lead. That's an important role, whether he scores or not. And he's out there late in the game when the Canucks have a lead. That says something about Brock Boeser. And the ability to score an empty net goal is icing on the cake. It's been great. He's a nice guy, and he's a good hockey player. He seems faster this year, seems more engaged, and good on him.
Look where he's scoring his goals, guys. Front of the net, dirty areas, what we talked about at the onset of this interview.
There's been a variety. He's scored
just like you,
distance as well.
Yeah,
just like
and
you.
I want to say this, guys. A year ago, he almost asked for a trade. I think it was in about 5 days where his agent Ben Hankinson got permission to facilitate a trade. The Vancouver Canucks never came close to trading Boeser last year. Never came close. It was never, ever close. So how many teams are kicking themselves? They could have got Boeser real cheap last year, but the problem was the $6 million contract. But they never came close to moving him. Never.
Donnie, by the way, I'm with you. It means a lot that he's being trusted in those positions. Don't know if you saw the Elias Pettersson scrum, but I asked Elias Pettersson, hey, you and Brock both went through this at the same time as developing players. You weren't always on the ice to score those types of goals. And Pettersson knew almost to the date from when his career started how long it took him to get his first 6-on-5 goal. Like, interrupted me to be like, I didn't get my first 6-on-5 goal until year 4, which I think is enormously telling. I also joked, by the way, to Brock Boeser, asking if he'd gotten tips on those long-range empty net goals from Louis Eriksson, and Boeser actually liked that joke. Like I was like, I wonder how he'll react to this. I'm going to try it. I made the joke. Boeser actually liked the joke. Said he'd text him for some tips.
That's amazing. See, that's going to the dirty areas.
Yeah,
right
we saw those clips, Thomas. We saw those clips, Thomas, and we rejected them. We didn't run them on our show.
Hey guys,
Rick,
fair.
Hey guys, I'm getting a text.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm getting the text. I just got my Rolling Stones tickets.
Nice.
Hey, congrats.
Give me shelter, my friend.
Very good.
Enjoy.
Congrats. Okay.
My buddy Johnny, my buddy Johnny in New West came through.
Shout out to Johnny in New West. We'll let you guys go rest up, heal up, and break out the sweaters next time, all right?
Yes, definitely. Thanks, guys.
Have a good one, fellas. We'll talk next week. That is...
make sure to get what you need, boys. Make sure to get what you need.
Sure.